To see the fully uncut version of this video, head over to patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons.
What's that like to live deliciously? Chaos reigns.
Please don't scream.
Nah, Sid, don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
What's happening? My name is Jonjo Lyons, and today I'm here to present to you my review for Neighbor. Written and directed by this fella, Neighbor Stars! All of these look. A mysterious new girl arrives in a posh suburban neighborhood and quickly sets out to terrorize the town. As she starts breaking into houses and torturing the occupants, they begin to realize she isn't just another girl next door. What's going on, my suburban citizens? Safe and sound and absolutely not in any danger at all of being brutally tortured to death? It's that time again. Time to check out yet another independent horror movie that's light on plot but heavy on extreme violence. In fact, it actually might be one of the most violent films I've ever covered for the channel, so that's exciting, isn't it? Neighbor tells the story of the girl, a psychopathic nightmare who ruins the day of anybody she comes across, and Don, a bloke in a band who just wants to have a party. Unfortunately for him, the party the girl has planned is a lot more rippy than he initially planned for. Neighbor is an extremely simple and extraordinarily mean film that might seem a little bit pointless to some. All I know is we're about to see some really horrible violence, so I'm more than ready to kick this one off. If you thought for the last few videos I've been going easy, allow me to really upset you. But before we get into all of that, I just want to remind you, you can see this video completely uncut and early at patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons for as little as $3 a month. And if there was ever a video to see uncut, it's going to be this one. That's it. Want to see the uncut reviews, the Patreon exclusive reviews, and gain access to the Discord? Go over there now. Also, my short film, Better Anything, is currently in post-production and getting closer and closer to the finish line every single day. I actually screened it for 4 or 5 of the crew the other day, and the response was amazing. So happy with what they had to say. There's still little changes to be made and stuff to be tweaked, but we're getting so close. Honestly, I can't wait for you to see it. You can still claim some of the perks for the crowdfund, which I'll leave a link for in the pinned comment and description below. But anyway, I'm in the mood to hear the music of innocent screams, so let's not waste any more time. Get ready to see what a hacksaw can do to your pretty little face! This is Neighbor. The movie begins at this house as inside this character, only known as the girl, has a bit of cereal. She pops on some music and dances her way upstairs to the master bedroom, where she's shocked to find this mess. A dead woman named Betsy and a man still clinging to life. The girl slaps the man for letting Betsy die, then suddenly begins to giggle to herself, complimenting their wine cellar and pulling out this tap thing. The man cries and begs for the girl to stop when she jams the tap into him and begins to pour herself a nice large glass of blood, which she uses to paint with.
Well, what do you think, Betsy? Be honest.
Cut to the girl with another very dead body in bed when she gets up, passing a baby crying in its room. She heads inside, but thankfully we cut to her setting the alarm and going for a run. Jesus Christ, literally hitting the ground running. Who the f*** is this woman? I can tell I'm going to be a huge fan. She eventually ends up at this place and heads inside when we get our title card. Cut to this guy Don taking a nap. He wakes up as the movie he was watching rolls credits. This is actually the film Cold Hearts, which was directed by the same person who directed this, and I know I'll cover at some point, if only for the fact that it's got Amy Jo Johnson in it. God, I f***ing love the Pink Ranger. She could beat the shit out of me any day. He stumbles his way over to bed when his phone rings and he has a quick chat, then we cut to the girl and Mrs. Spool. Oh, and we find out on the call he did a bunch of magic mushrooms the night before, which will be mildly important later. Very mildly important. We quickly find out the girl has been switching out Mrs. Spool's meds for a while just to watch her slowly die, which she does.
Does it hurt? Oh, that's a bummer.
Cut to Don with his pals Sam and Mike as they discuss their band's progress. Don stares at this bartender Janet as Mike complains about wanting to quit the band. They then tease Don about never speaking to Janet when Jen comes over to take their order. Don goes to the bathroom, passing the girl on the way as Sam and Mike invite Jen and Janet to a party at Don's. She gives them a maybe and leaves when Don returns and continues to stare at Janet. All the while, the psycho girl is watching when after their meal, the fellas leave. Cut to Don arriving at this bookshop and greeting his ex-girlfriend Liz. He's there to help sort books or something when we find out Liz is moving. They have a heart-to-heart when Don's mother calls up having a problem with her computer, so he says he'll come over to help. Don then invites Liz to his party and leaves as the girl enters. Cut back to Don's basement where he's mixing music. We see he's got this light thing for his studio door letting him know when the boys want to come in. Instead he takes them to feed a neighbour's cat when we learn the owner has some sort of dental surgery set up downstairs.
And Doc Bates, he's semi-retired. He's got a sort of a dental office set up downstairs.
He has nitrous.
Don't even think about going close to that entrance.
A fact I'm presuming will be used to painful effect later on in the film. They leave and we cut to the girl having a chat with this woman in a park. It doesn't take long for the girl to weird the woman out, so she calls her daughter over and they leave. The girl pets this other girl Laurie's dog, but again is left alone quickly. Cut back to the studio as Sam says he has a confession. Mike then tells him to shut up as we cut back to the girl. She has Laurie tied up in the bath and tries to throw a bunch of electrical stuff in there, but when that doesn't work, she just drowns her. Back in the studio, Don complains about the boys inviting Janet. He then gives the lads a spare set of keys and asks them to set up for the party on Friday as he'll be back late. He also mentions he gave a set of keys to another girl, an intern who's going to be helping with the studio. Cut to the girl with the dead Laurie as on the news this reporter talks about a dangerous escaped murderer. Now, the name he uses is kind of hard to make out, but it sounds like something Lacey. And if they're talking about the girl, which I presume they are, that's going to be the closest we ever get to learning her name. Not that it matters. A Rose by any other name would torture just as good. Cut to the boys post-movie when Don runs back to get his trash, and we see the girl walking her new dog. The friends then separate and we get these weird cuts.
How's it going, Karen? How are you?
Like, I guess we're building tension. Sam heard a crash and Mike flinched. And that cut also seems super awkward too. Anyway, cut to the girl gathering supplies and weapons for what promises to be a very fun evening indeed. We also see she's in Don's place, which she makes a total mess of. Cut to Mike returning home to his missus. We find out Mike was actually startled at his car by someone named Tony D, who was apparently out of control and after cash. The missus mentions the news report about the killer still being on the loose when we cut to Don waking up in a bit of a situation. He calls out wondering just what the is going on when the girl enters. Don at first thinks this is a joke and calls out to the guys when the girl starts to dance before hitting him in the head and admitting she's not a stripper. She then opens her box of tricks and rips open Don's leg.
No!
Would you like closing now?
I swear to God, when I get out of here, I'm going. Oh!
Oh, that looked deep. Why the is the back of his hammer so sharp? It can hammer nails, pull them out, and also install leg vaginas. Buy yours down at Home Depot now for the low price of $9.95. Cut to Don waking up again when the girl drills off his toes. Holy mother of where's this girl's problem? Then she drills into his leg. Leaving a shitload of messy holes. She then asks if he wants to see something really scary and drops this worm into one of his wounds. The worm doesn't go anywhere, so the girl hilariously shouts at it when Don vomits on her.
Son of a worm, why don't you just go home? That is your home now. Go home. That is your home now. Ew! Disgusting!
She washes up, then finds the neighbor's key and goes to check things out, calling for the key. You leave that cat alone! Do what the you want to the men, but leave that cat alone. The girl then gets into the basement as back with Don, he manages to get out of the chair. The girl emerges with another bag of fun stuff as Don tries to climb the stairs but is of course caught and kicked back down. The girl then makes herself some grub, accidentally cutting her finger, which she doesn't react well to at all. She sticks on a band-aid, then shows Don her boo-boo, which he isn't very sympathetic about. I wouldn't say that, mate. It sounds like something she might actually try.
Let me the go.
Is it safe?
Oh, shit. Was that a reference to Marathon Man? I haven't thought about that movie in years. My dad actually showed me that film for the first time just before he died of AIDS. Good times. Don continues to chat shit when the girl messily stabs him in the mouth, pulling the tool right through the wound. The girl then goes to sort the coffee, complimenting Don's knives. Upon return, Don asks why, but the girl doesn't give any answers, instead giving him something to make sure he doesn't pass out. Don again pleads, saying she can take what she wants, but the girl isn't interested, instead cutting a massive gash into his knee with a pizza cutter. She then pulls part of his metal kneecap out before answering a text on Don's phone telling whoever it is to drop by later. Cut to the girl back in Don's room putting on a new shirt as he screams in the basement. In the kitchen, the girl is fixing up a medication drink when she's interrupted by Sam. Sam thinks she's the intern Don mentioned earlier, and the pair chat with the girl saying she fixed their wiring issue. Sam then leaves and the girl feeds Don her cocktail before letting him know his friend dropped by. Don then calls out to Sam, who investigates and catches a mallet to the face. He manages to fight back, grabbing a guitar, but the girl is too quick, sweeping the man off his feet. The pair continue to fight when Sam pours whatever this Bernie shit is all over the girl's face. We then hard cut to Don and Liz as she tells him to come to bed.
I'll be able to forget about this whole thing.
I know you do, sweetie. Come up to bed.
What? What's with the editing in this movie? Where are we now? In the kitchen, Don has a glass of water and walks with a cane, suggesting this is sometime later. He clocks the bolted basement door and missing light lock thing, then sets the security alarm when we cut to him taking over at the bookstore.
I'm never gonna get used to that thing.
That's the point.
Anyway, Liz f***s off and we get another buzz, but no one is there. So happily now, everything is chill. I still would. I don't imagine a burn blister popping on the end of your while getting sucked off would be a major turn on, but like my dad always used to say, if it doesn't turn you on at first, just to it a few times and you'll eventually get there. I'm so glad he's dead. Cut to the boys having drinks once again as Don continues to stare at Janet. Even though apparently he's back with Liz. Don't be a Don. There's 3 things in this world that I can't stand. Liars, cheaters, and the people that do the heart hands thing. I hope you all die in a fire. The lads chat while Don has a vision of the girl slitting Janet's throat and I assume gets a little hard. Just a little. Cut back to Don's as Liz jump scares the PTSD out of him. They have a little chit chat and it's revealed Liz is with child, which they're super happy about. Cut to Don falling asleep to cold hearts once again.
Sam, help me! Sam!
No! No! Sake, no, he was out, god damn it. He had a happy life and a kid on the way. He was gonna name her Salem and she was gonna make up for every single mistake that keeps him up at night. Why? Why, movie? Cut back to bullshit reality as Don calls out for Sam, who is about to make his way down to the kill room but decides it can wait and leaves.
Sam! Sam!
Oh, wait. Are we okay? Oh, thank God. F*** you, movie. Tried to do the old audition switcheroo on me, you cheeky I respect it, but good lord. Don stands and we cut to Liz painting up Mike's missus ready for their wedding. They discuss Don's recovery, being thankful Liz is there for him as we cut to the wedding. Sam takes Don for a dance as he hates dancing now, obviously, when again he sees a vision of the girl as she carves through the wedding party. His friends come to his aid when we cut back to him at home on the sofa. He apologizes to Liz for the outburst, but she's super supportive. He tells her he loves her and they kiss again as life finally returns to normal. Oh no, not again! Please not again! Let the boy be happy! I mean, yes, she is extremely good looking, but with all the torture, I think I prefer the other reality. Don snaps out of it and the girl accuses him of her before saying she's gonna show him what it's like to be violated and pulls out this piece of metal. And now, I don't even think I'm gonna be able to show this on Patreon. I mean, the penis does look fake as and also like a baby's arm holding an apple, but still, better to be safe than sorry. Basically, she takes her long piece of metal and jams it right down his pee hole. And it bleeds. A lot.
Stay with me now. Oh, Sam left you.
No, this is bullshit. Is his penis being mutilated or not? Give me some answers, movie! Cut back to the bar again as Don says he had a crazy dream. A crazy dream? Do you want to hear one of my crazy dreams? The room was filled with spiders and my dad loved me. Absolutely no play at all. Yours is a little bit more than crazy, mate. Then Don clocks the bartender and it's now the girl. He tells his friend she's the girl from his dreams, but they make more jokes and it becomes clear we're in a flashback, I guess. Cut to the bathroom as Don thinks this just must be the mushrooms he ate at the beginning of the film. Cut back to the bookstore with Liz as I start to wonder if this is f***ing Interstellar. Don loses his train of thought, then answers the phone to his mum, again not being able to work AOL. Liz asks again about the party, or for the first time, what the f*** is going on?
See you later.
Don! 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 Don!
I feel like I'm the one that's taking drugs now. What the f*** is going on? The girl asks Don to tell her a story as we cut to her answering the door to Liz. She invites Liz in and starts making tea, saying once again she's the intern. They introduce each other and have some more small talk with the girl saying how much fun she's been having. The girl then reassures Liz saying Don talks about her all the time, before clunking her the f*** out. Again, Don chats like he's in any sort of position to defend his woman when the girl pulls out an EpiPen and then some really inside-looking scissors. That's gonna make flicking the bean a bit of a challenge. Liz screams for help, as does the girl, as it becomes clear no one's coming to save them. Liz catches an elbow and the girl sits again, getting bored, which is not a good sign. She then draws for the hacksaw and silences Liz for good.
No! No, Elizabeth! You! Fucking...
Where I'm from, they call that a The girl then grabs Don by the face and makes him a pinhead. Then she starts cutting into Liz again, who is somehow still alive, and stabs her with something that basically drains her blood. Poor Liz, you died as you lived, evacuating all your blood out of your body. That's a period joke. The girl then sees the light doorbell and meets Janet at the door, who she knocks out and drags downstairs. Cut to Janet tied up to the electricals, which I'm sure is just gonna work out fine for her.
You're fired.
Never mind. With that, we cut to the girl having a bit of a snooze when she wakes up and takes a shower, washing off all that sticky blood. She then has a bit of a munch while watching TV before grabbing the car keys and dumping the car somewhere else. Inside, the girl pops Don on the sofa and hammers him one more time before asking when the boys get here for the party. Don plays dumb, so the girl goes to his room to fashion herself a brand new outfit out of one of his leather jackets. She then starts setting up when Sam pops in, letting her know he'll be out back for some reason. She follows and the two chit-chat when Sam says they have some time to kill before the party. The girl produces the basement key and offers Sam a sneak peek, which of course he accepts, following her into the belly of the beast. To be fair, you can't blame him. Unfortunately for Sam, now he can't feel his legs and is dragged into the next room. Don tries to stab the girl, but this has no effect, so she pops him back on the sofa. We then listen as the girl pours that random Bernie shit on Sam and sets him alight. The girl then takes a seat when Don asks her why.
Why?
Because well, it doesn't matter anymore.
She then watches the flames burn when we cut to her making a cocktail. Mike enters and greets the girl when she offers him this super blue looking drink. They toast and Mike downs his drink, not realizing that this is obviously f***ing drain cleaner.
Yeah.
Anyway, she dumps him down the stairs as well as Don watches, unable to do shit. The girl then asks for compliments on her outfit. Don weirdly begs God to grant him the strength to kill this, but newsflash hotshot, God doesn't exist, or so I've heard. The girl then dares God to do the same and they begin to strangle each other. Well, see you later, Don. Also, why is she crying? Don't get me wrong, it is turning me on, but I just want to know why. Cut to the happy couple dead together with the smouldering corpse of Sam chilling next to them and Mike on a chair. The girl gives the couple a blanket and shuts off the light as upstairs the party seems to be in full swing. The girl then takes a quick walk through, passing Ian Fidance on the way. She leaves and bumps into this girl who says something very interesting.
Yeah. Hey, at least they caught that asshole, right? Now you don't have to worry about getting killed in the streets.
What?
The guy on TV. The Sean Greasy guy who escaped from prison. They caught him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good thing then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
Bye. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Have a party.
All right. Hey, no. Don't pee.
Wait, so they weren't talking about her on the news? Or were they? Why is her reaction like that? What the f*** is going on? Anyway, with her work done, she dances her way down the street to ruin another set of people's lives and the film comes to an end. But not before Mike wakes up. Not quite dead, but very much blind.
Guys! Hello? I can't see. I can't say anything!
The end! Well, that was certainly mean-spirited enough, but what was the point? Does it need to have a point? What have I become? Neighbour is a surprisingly harsh little torture film that gives us a fun main character with a talent for causing pain, but not really much else. I'm always saying we don't need to know all the answers all the time, but I feel like there's more we could have learned about the girl and just why in the world she is so pissed off. The story is simple enough with a girl going house to house murdering in the worst possible ways imaginable. And that's about it. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to her murders, which all seem spur of the moment except for Mrs. Spool. What puzzles me about that kill is the girl has been switching out her meds for a while to slowly kill her. Why is this one different? How did she get hired as a carer? Did Mrs. Spool know her name? Aside from that, what's the deal with the escaped murderer on the news? The whole time I assumed they were talking about the girl, but then at the end when the chick at the party says they caught him, the girl has a weird reaction. Did she frame someone? I don't know. Anyway, it was simple and I do love a simple story, but could have done with a few more clues as to what her deal was. Onto the characters, and there's not much to say here. The girl plays Psycho well, easily flipping between killer and wolf in sheep's clothing. The lads are your typical lads, and Liz, bless her heart, didn't deserve what she got. The performances are pretty standard for a film of this caliber, but could have been worse, so that was a pleasant surprise. Next is the gore, and this is what we're here for. Obviously, the star of the show was Liz's death with the hacksaw face treatment and the bloodletting, but we also get some crazy stuff happen to Don, the toes being especially bad. The movie works as a showcase for the effects department, and I think they did an excellent job for the most part. It's not often movies make me wince, and this one got me a few times. Production-wise, the film is okay, but slightly confusing. It looks and sounds nice enough, but the editing I found to be really all over the place at times. Awkward cuts taking us back and forth in time needed a little something extra to make them more significant. Here they just sort of happened and it lost me. That's pretty much the only issue for me in what was a very competently made film. All in all, Neighbour is a solid little gore fest. Yes, it did lose me in the middle with all the time jumping, but solid performances and crazy gore kept my attention. I would have liked to have known more about the girl, but for what we had, it was still a good time. Check it out if you love the red stuff and hate indie bands. So that was my review for Neighbour. What do you lot think? Apart from the confusing middle section, I really enjoyed this one. I also love the fact that the director was clearly not concerned about upsetting people at all. He did hold back on the baby scene though, but I think that's something I can definitely live with. The harshest moment of the film has got to go to Liz's Jokerifying with the hacksaw. Good lord. The way the girl was pulling the saw left to right was super hard to watch. Speaking of which, if you want to see Don's toes get drilled off completely uncut and early, head over to patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons. There you can find the uncut version of this video, plus others with more stuff being added every single week. We got the uncut reviews, Patreon exclusive reviews, / comic breakdowns, and the Discord. And all that can be yours for as little as $3 a month. You can pledge more, I really appreciate it, as I need some money to take the girl out on a date. I know there's a risk it'll end badly, but I think I can fix her. So that's it for another week. Like the video, leave a comment, and click subscribe if you haven't already. My name's Jonjo Lyons, and I think the lesson to be learned from this movie is if you meet someone you don't know at a friend's house and they're being super friendly, just punch them square in the face, no matter what age they are. Can never be too careful. See you next time.